The waifus are back and it's time to find out which is better in this set, Japanese boxes or English booster boxes. Japanese box 1, and we're gonna judge this again based on total full value, return on investment, hit total, and highest full value. Okay, we're underway and let's see what we get from this pack. I'm quite excited since it's been a while since we've opened EB03, and there has been a lot of changes, especially with the hits like this Nami right here, which is now fetching for a hefty price since of its usability and versatility in the yellow decks. This is not the only SR that has pushed in value. We also have the SR Nico Robin. Let's hope that we can pull that as well. But ultimately, our chase card for this set are the SPs and of course the Uta manga. This set doesn't include a manga event, but I think the waifus here, the artworks that they have from the rares and the alt arts is more than enough to compensate for the lack of a manga event. This is not the first time that EB03 has been in the Rip battles. This is actually the second time, even though it's episode 3. The first time that we featured EB03 for the Rip battles is between a booster box and loose boxes, which honestly is quite a shocker for me on how it turned out. And if you want to watch it, a link should be appearing at the top right of the screen, or if not, you can search our page for the Rip Battle Episode 1. So we're almost at the midpoint of our Rip, and yet our hit hasn't really come out yet. I mean, we got the SR, which is part of the hits, but we have yet to get either in AA, SEC, or who knows, the SP or the manga. I'm not yet that familiar with the mapping for extra boosters. So hopefully, if we get an SEC, hopefully there's a manga. I'm not that sure, but either way, we'll surely open the packs to the last drop because you'll never know. For this pack, we have an Albedo and an SR Vivi. That's a really nice card for me. That's one of the best cards for me in this set. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that much value since a part of the card being pretty, I don't think it has that much use yet, but I've been seeing some people who are including the VVSRs in their decks. I'm not sure if that's for the Becca or the Lucy leader. And for our 15th pack, we got a Nico Robin, which also reminds me of the live action being out right now. It just came out or premiered around 2 days ago, and I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really excited to seeing the Season 2, although I'm not that big of a fan of the live action so far. I believe their pick for the Nico Robin is a big win. And we get an SR Koala. It's one of the very usable cards as well for the past few months, being used in the red-black Sabo deck. Okay, so far we got like 3 SRs. I'm not sure if we're gonna get 4 SRs here, but we've still yet to pull our big hit for this box, and we got I think around 4 or 5 packs left. But I do hope that we get the hit soon so that we get our hopes up and look forward for an SP or a manga. Last 3 packs left. Come on, let this be the hit. We got a Kami and an Alt Art SEC Uta or a PSEC Uta. It's a really nice card if you look at it. It has a lot of details and really is deserving of a PSEC rarity, which to be honest, not a lot of cards really have or match their rarity. But this one definitely does, if not exceeds. Last 2 packs. Let's see if we'll be able to get either an SP or a manga from this. We get an Otama rare and last pack magic. Let's hope that this is the one that contains either an SP or the manga. Let's see, we got a Brule, Uta Event, Makino, Kami, Bella Betty, and a rare pudding. Box 2, so far we didn't get a really big hit except for the Nami SR, but I'm really happy with the SEC parallel Uta that we pulled. And so far for our box 1, we got the 1,910 full value, which is not a lot. but let's hope that this second box will be able to compensate for whatever it is that was not achieved. Our best case scenario will probably be to pull an SR Nami, an SR Nico Robin, and probably an alt art of either Boa or Nami or Robin. I think that's our best case scenario here, or the ideal, the best case scenario, if we'll be able to pull an SP or a manga. My hopes are not that high, but of course we are not giving up. We got another SR Koala. That's one SR down. We still, I think, around 2 or 3 more SRs to go. So there's still a big chance of pulling the Nami SR or the Nico Robin SR. If I'm gonna ask you guys though, what do you think will be our hit here? And who do you think is gonna win between Japanese or the English boxes? Sound off below before you finish this so you get to lock in your choice and find out at the end of the video if your guess is right. I'm actually very curious about your thoughts on whether which box is gonna win or which box is the better box to buy or to invest in. Of course, sealed boxes will always go towards the English boxes, but I'm pertaining more if you're gonna open one. If you're gonna open either a Japanese booster box or an English booster box, which you think is the better option? So yeah, sound off below and I'll be reading your answers and probably reply on some. Okay, I think we're almost at the midway point again. We only got one SR so far. I think this has been the trend for these boxes, but I do hope that we get more than 3 SRs this time around, because you know, as they say, more SRs, more chances of winning. So yeah, we got the Hibari rare for that pack. If the Hibari rare is actually a useful card for the new, actually it's not that new, but the Kobe deck, which was revamped with a few cards from EB03, especially the SR Kobe, which actually is pretty broken if you ask me. But at the same time, it's really fun if you're gonna look at the theme of that deck, which maybe I'm thinking of making a series about deck themes and how it correlates to the anime. Let me know if that's something that you like, just like how I like this alt art Koala, which is, as I said earlier, is the alt art form of the SR Koala, which is a very useful card for the black-red Sabo deck. Okay, so far we got our hit, so we got one SR and one AA. I'm not sure if the AA comes with an SP, so I hope it does, so we have something to look forward to. But we still have 2 to 3 SRs left, and if we'll be able to manage to pull a Nami, we'll get a big boost and hopefully a Nico Robin next. But first of all, we got that SR Nami. Nice. We have that big boost for our total pull value, and with like 1 or 2 more SRs left, let's hope that it is the Nico Robin one, so at least we can boost our total pull value a little and have it closer to the ROI range that we're targeting, which is almost, I think, around 7,200 something, if my math is right. Okay, last 2 packs rather. Let's see what this last 2 packs have in store for us. So Viola, it came again, and an SR Reiju. This card suddenly boosted in price because I think it's of its usability. I'm not just sure which leader card has a good chemistry with the SR Reiju. Last pack magic, Bella Betty, and another rare pudding. And for the main event, we got an EB03 English booster box, which we got again for SRP, which we are really lucky because I saw it being sold at around 1.5x, I think, of the box of value. And to be honest, I'm a bit happy with how this turned out. I mean, the release of the EB03, since I think starting today, the local toy stores are going to sell unsealed booster boxes, which actually I think is a good move, since it can kind of minimize the scalping issue, or at least the overpricing issue. It will not be perfect, but I think it's a good start. And with that, we got an SR Tashigi. I think it's the first one that we, or the first time rather, that we get an SR Tashigi in the last few boxes that we opened. We only managed to get like 6 SRs, so I hope in this box we get like 7 or 8 if that is possible. But if it's the same like 6 packs or 6 SRs rather for the box, I do hope that we get like an SR Nami and an SR Nico Robin. And speaking of Nico Robin, we get, I think, our first hit for this box, an SRAA Nico Robin, which is not the top hit but has a substantial value for its AA. Honestly, if we pull like another AA for this box, if it's gonna be a Nami, I wouldn't actually that mad about it, since those two AAs can almost pay for the box. And we get the SR Nico Robin, which again, like the Nami, has a big price tag on it, so it's one of the SRs that I'm really looking forward to. And we got an Uta Dawn. We're almost halfway through the box, and if I recall correctly, an SP comes out as a 4-hit box, so I do wish that we get a 4-hit box. And that SR Perona is so nice, you cannot deny that it's a really nice card. So yeah, going back, again, we just got this box for around 7,656 if I'm not mistaken, and our current total pull value is around 7,000, so it gives me a big hope that we can manage to recoup this one with the help of this SEC Trafalgar Law, which is a very big addition for us. It's a very big pull for us. We got that second hit, and it pushed us above the SRP price. But now the question is, do we get one more hit? And because it's an SP, will it be like a manga chance or an SP chance if we get like a 4-hit box? But we get a VVSR, which gladly or fortunately is still valuable when it comes to the English market. For the JP market, it's just the usual, like I think 80 pesos, but for the English one, is, as we saw earlier, it's around 470. So it's big. It's a big difference, and all the more am I excited to pull an SR Nami, which, as you can see, has a very high value comparable to an Alt Art. That's how good the SR Nami is. In fact, it's so good that I'm planning to build a yellow deck, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to it, since I already built an NL deck from OP15. Nevertheless, I think this is one of the SRs that makes this booster box really a good pickup. We are down to our last few packs, and we got 6 SRs and 2 hits. Let's see if we can get one more SR, or probably one more hit, or both. We'll always welcome more hits. Let's see what we get from this pack. Another SEC Uta. This one being the English counterpart, it's just as pretty as the Japanese card, but of course, since the card is in English, it has a higher value than the Japanese card. Why do you ask? I'm still not that sure. But we're down, I think, to our last 3 boxes, or packs rather. Let's see what we get for our second pack, second to the last pack rather. See, we have a Black Maria, Makino, and a Jewelry Bonnie Rare. Last pack, we get the last pack magic. Oh no, it's a Dawn card. Well, it's not really an oh no, but see what card we get. A Nico Robin Dawn. Okay, just to recap, for our first box, we got the BB, Nami, Koala, and the PSEC Japanese Uta. For our second box, we got a Uta Dawn, SR Koala, an SR Nami again, an SR Reiju, and an AA Koala. For our English box, we got a Tashigi, Corona, Vivi, Koala. We also get a PSEC Uta, this time in English, as SEC Trafalgar Law, and an Alt Art Nico Robin. Let's see the tail of the tape. For the English box, we get a total pull value of 12,880. For the Japanese, 3,805. And for the total hit value, we got 9 for English box and 8 for Japanese box. Highest pull value, 5,500 for English and 1,150 for JB box. And lastly, ROI at 168.23% for English and a 63.84 for the Japanese, which gives the English box the landslide victory. So what do you think? Did you get it right? Sound off at the comments below. If you like our video, kindly comment, like, and subscribe for more rip battles.